What's up, guys? Woo! Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Earl at Sumo Bully Kennels. Back at you with another one. Apologies for my absence. Been busy with life, the family, the kennel, the yard, everything else. For you guys who've been following the channel, you know my wife had meniscus surgery on her knee. And so, it's cumbersome on a family. And certainly takes a lot of time. However, we have to take care of each other. And so, apologies. I definitely miss doing the episodes. So, for you guys who've already tapped in, thank you very much. Appreciate your love and support, the comments, and everything else. For you guys who are new to the channel, welcome and have a seat. Thank you for watching. In gentleman's fashion, we have a gentleman's handshake agreement here. You watch the content, please like and subscribe. It helps the cause, and we are committed to bringing you quality content. Okay, so today, I want to do a fun episode, guys. No classroom, nothing too technical. I wanted to discuss our vision, Sumo Bully Kennels, what we're about, what we have here in our vision. I get asked this a lot on the side, and so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to share our kennel vision with you guys. So in starting our kennel, guys, a lot went into it. Lifestyle, planning, finances, space, what we're going to start with, why are we doing this, right? So a lot of questions were raised. And after getting past a lot of that stuff, which I covered on a lot of episodes, I'll do a quick recap. We love dogs, right? And there's no way you're going to get in this industry if you do not like dogs or love dogs. It's a lot of work. Here at the kennel, at the camp, what does a day in the life of Sumo Bully Kennels look like? Well, it's poo pickup twice a day. We have 10 dogs on the yard. That's at least 3 poos a day times 10. That's 30 pieces of poo. That's about 40 to 45 pounds of raw dog feed per day that we grind every week. That's daily, if not every other day, cleaning of the kennels, watering, wiping the dogs down, just every day thinking how we can improve our kennel, our process, how can we give our dogs the best environment, the best nutrition, the best supplementation, the best care, the best love, right? And so, thinking of those things, it's never-ending research, right? Reading stuff, listening to other people, listening to other videos, other camps, because as a community, we all learn from each other, right? No one person owns everything of the truth and has everything 100% figured out. It's about evolution, guys. Just like technology, cell phones, vehicles, everything else, you're always looking to have cutting-edge technology and information for your yard. And when you're talking about the kennel world, you're talking about your kennels, your care. You're talking about your feed. You're talking about the medications you carry on hand, antibiotics, things like that. Your reproductive system, right? How do you run your show? Who do you deal with? Do you do stuff in-house? Do you deal with a vet? It's always trying to find the best way, because ultimately, when you look at a finished product, it's a composition of all the detailed little parts that compose it. So one thing I would tell you guys is that always assess your kennel, your current situation, your feed, your care, sanitizing, right, your kennels and everything else. So that you don't get complacent and dormant in your systems. Because it's easy to fall into complacency. And, you're investing the time anyway. and the money, and if you get into this, you're going to invest time and money. That's the reality of it. There was no second guessing that when we got started. We knew what it was going to be. We mapped it out, budgeted it out, systemed it out. And even till now, we still find hacks so that we can run more efficiently, feed more efficiently, of course, without compromising the quality and care for our dogs, right? So, anyhow, I wanted to preface that for those of you guys who haven't watched a lot of our earlier episodes. I challenge you to think about those things for yourself, for your yard, for your life, because this is a lifestyle. This is an everyday commitment, guys. Rain, sleet, snow, heat, whatever elements in nature that you got to deal with. For sure, the dogs have to eat, if not once a day, twice a day. For sure, there's garbage disposal, poo pickup. For sure, there's cleaning of your kennels. For sure, dogs have accidents. They get sick. They get worms. They get into scuffles. All these things are part of daily life in the yard. And you just have to embrace that that's part of the grind. And therefore, researching medications, care, training, facilities, all these things are super important for you to really consider and assess every integral part of your yard. And what do I mean by that? So let's say I have one setup for one dog, right? How long does it take me to enter that setup, feed the dog, water, provide water? Does the dog have access to go outside, get some of that sun, that vitamin D, relieve himself, pee or poo, right? And how am I dealing with the cleanup of, the back end of things, the pee and the poo? And so, for example, for us, all our dogs have access to go outside and relieve themselves, not in their kennel. And we have CA6 road base that is a mixture of sand, rocks, different sizes, 3/4, quarter inch, which makes the dog stand on their toes, right? Which is good for their pasterns, good for their posture. Everything is considered. If you walk into somebody's kennels, what does it smell like? Smell is a sign of good cleaning procedures and sanitization, right? And you let it go for 3 days, it smells different from day one after you cleaned it, I promise you. So if you have 3 dogs, 5 dogs, 10 dogs, 30 dogs, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And that's what I mean by that. So anyhow, enough of the recap. In this channel, we go over financials, we go over the care, we go over planning, we go over how to operate in the industry. But today is a special one. It's going to be a fun one, and we're going to talk about Sumo Bully Kennels, our vision, our anchor points, and what we base our program around. So I won't get into the planning, the financials, or any of that. Let's go cut and dry about what blood we have, and we'll go over the acquisitions that we have in our yard, and you'll see that it all ties in, right? Cheers to that. Happy hump day. Okay, so when I say anchor points, for me, I have 3 major anchor points in my yard. And they're not in a particular order. So for us, King Zion is an anchor point in our yard. Here he is on the left side. A second anchor point of our yard is Mr. Markoff right here. He's his tri-lilac. And the third anchor point of our yard is Brazilian blood. We have a couple of bloodlines, but specifically because we're sticking with males, is Mr. Klaus, right, with Sumo Kennels. Mr. Markoff, rest in peace. King Zion, I believe King and Queens owns him still. I'm not sure of his status right now, But let's go through it one by one, right? So who is King Zion? Let me minimize this. And let's go to pitpedia.com. So anyone can search this, so I'm going to go through the process, right? Apologies, my computer's not thinking fast enough. Come on. Nothing. Something. Nothing. Why? Let's go home. Let's go to the home page real quick. For some reason. Oh. Sorry for the delays. Man, something's going on with their page. Oh, there you go. Here he is. Bossy's King Zion. I click, nothing's happening. Are you thinking? You are thinking. So while you're thinking, I'll pull up his picture. There he is. King Zion. For those of you who don't know who King Zion is, legendary dog, great producer. And he is off of Bossy's Adios. Let's see. There he is. All right. So King Zion right here. Big old head on him. Beautiful dog. But above just being a beautiful dog, he is a great producer. So here he is. King and Queen Zion, who's off of Adios and Butterscotch. Amazing dog. So we're not going to look at this side. For some reason, I don't know why they're showing this. So anyhow, you see Hatfield's Monster Mutt. You got Ace over here at the bottom. But certainly Bossy's Adios is a big name dog. Great producer. Produced a lot of tremendous dogs out there for us. So King Zion is one major blood in our program. One of our anchor points. The second dog in our anchor point is Mr. Markoff, who has produced a lot of legendary dogs. Just an amazing dog, an amazing producer. Rest in peace. Nice tricolor, big bone on him, big block head on him. And these pictures probably do not do these dogs justice. But in the U.S. side, if you look at Zion and who's off of Adios and Mr. Markoff, certainly you're going to see a lot of popular dogs right now. And even one generation back that come off these dogs right here. I'll give you an example. For King Zion, a good example would be Whopper, Zippo. Those are King Zion's sons, right? I believe Loso as well. Hold on, let me just verify that. Bossy Stacks, hold on. Let's do it. Since we're going to do a deep dive. Okay, here you go. Blueberry's Loso right there. Look at this dog. Amazing, right? Well. Guess who's he's off of? King Zion. There you go. Wonka, right? Bossy's Adios. You're going to see very similar names, right? Butterscotch right here. And if you see Wonka, Wonka is off of who? Markoff. The second dog I went over in our anchor points. So for me, Loso is a dog I've been eyeing, who I want to use in our program because he has the blood that we have on our yard. And I don't own him, however. So here, you click on Wonka, who produced Good Bar. And I think Good Bar is one of those dogs that's super, super popular. But look, he's off of Markoff, right? That's what I'm trying to say, guys. So in understanding generations of of good dogs, you got to understand the lineage of where they come from. So on the American side of things, the Zion blood is prevalent on my yard, and Markoff. And then the third pillar of our yard is we're bringing in outcross hybrid from Brazil, Mr. Klaus. Here he is right here. Kennel Roaches, Mr. Klaus, owned by Sumo Kennels, Aurea. Very sweet person, easy person to deal with. This dog had record stud lock-ins in 23. Amazing. And his productions are showing that. So these 3 dogs are the anchor points and pillars of Sumo Bully Kennels. All these dogs are proven. Probably Klaus is the youngest one in this batch. However, if you've seen Klaus in person, simply amazing, right? I never got to see Markoff, of course, rest in peace, but I've seen what he's produced. I have a boy that looks just like him. Zion, anybody who's in the XL lane knows Zion is a legendary dog off of Adios. Super producer, and I believe he's still alive. And if I can, I'd love to access, his genetic material and incorporate it in my yard, right? So, starting with Zion, what do I have on my yard? That's Zion. Okay, so let's pull it up. My girl here, Hershey. You know what? I should do this on Insta. Yeah, that'll be better. Okay, so we're talking about Zion. What's Zion on my yard? Here you go. Lily is a King Zion daughter who is Whopper's litter mate, right? I bought her as an adult for the sole purpose of taking her to Zippo, because Zippo is also as King Zion's son. And this is a half brother, half sister breeding that we have planned for this month. So if you guys have interest in that, DM me. Don't worry, I'll make announcements right now. This is a soft announcement of what we're doing, because she should be coming in the heat soon. Shouts out to my guy, Meek over there at Creator Bullies, for working with me. I appreciate you. A big fan of your boy. And again, this goes back to that King Zion blood, right? So what do I have on my yard as King Zion? I have Lily. I have here, I got this girl here. It's a better picture of her. Right here. This is Hershey. Right? She's a Lily daughter who's a King Zion daughter. This is a Zion granddaughter. That's half Lily and half Klaus. So again, going back to my 3 anchor points, right? And it wasn't enough that we just got her. We got her sister too, right here. This is Katana. This is an older picture, 7 months old. She's about 10 months right now. But she's also half Zion, basically, off of Lily, and half Klaus. Because those are the dogs that I like. Boop, 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 boop. Let's come down a little bit more. Go over some of these dogs. Let's see here. There she is. That's Katana when she was younger, looking like a baby Klaus. Look at the face on this girl. I think she was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months here. Beautiful girl. And I will promise to get you guys update pictures soon. But look at her. This is a girl, guys. Look at that head. Look at that shoulder. Look at that chest. And in fact, she looks 10 times better now. This is a picture of her probably in December, January, somewhere around there. But a lot of substance to her. It's basically that Klaus and Zion blood, right? So you ask, Markoff is a big anchor point in my yard. And who's a Markoff dog in my yard, right? Let's go over that right now. For those of you guys who follow the channel, you know I'm a big Markoff fan. I believe he's one of those dogs that's a super producer. So, first one up, our boy Kaiju, right there. I mean, that's like a Markoff clone to me, to be honest. Bred by Blueberry Kennels of Illinois, Jose Miranda. Look at that boy. There he is, and let me pull up Markoff here. Bam. Markoff in the middle. There, look at him. Crazy, right? But yeah, he's probably 130 something plus pounds. I haven't weighed him. He's only 11 months. He's just a beast of a dog. Then I have these two new acquisitions I picked up. This is a 4-way line bred Markoff boy. Juggernaut. This is his sister, 4-way line bred Markoff girl, Big Bertha. And let's see if we got Poodle up here. Here's Poodle. So on the left here is our girl Snickers. We call her Poodle because we call her Snicker Poodle. That's her mom, Godiva. And I'll go on Pitpedia to show you guys. This is a Markoff daughter right here. It's a Markoff granddaughter. So I have basically 4 dogs on my yard. That's here. This is Kaiju at 8 months. I mean, he looks ridiculous. He's still a puppy, but definitely a lot of substance to that boy. You can see him right here. There's Kaiju boy. Handsome as can be. Right, here you go. That's a Markoff grandson right there. Boom. Okay, so you see that I have 3 dogs off of Zion and I have 4 dogs off of Markoff. Right? So now let's get into the third anchor point of our yard is Klaus. Now what's unique about Klaus on my yard is that 2 of my girls are half Zion and half Klaus. And that's these girls right here. Hershey right here. Same girls I pulled up. So her dad is Klaus. Her mom is Lily. Lily is a Zion daughter. And what's even crazier about that mix, I'll pull it up for you right here. Here's what's pretty cool, right? And for those of you pedigree people, this is where it gets interesting. So Lily is off of Zion and Bossy's Tetra. So for those of you who don't know, Bossy's Tetra is a legendary dog. Who's off of Bossy's Jasmine, another legendary dog. Who's off of Adios, right? So you see this here? Whoops, sorry. So basically Jasmine, right, and Zion are half brother, half sister, is what I'm trying to say. So what's cool is that I was able to get certain dogs on my yard that have Zion, have Adios, have Lily, and also have Klaus in them. So that's why this acquisition was super important for me. Now pull up, let me see, pull up this girl here. Yep, this is a half, basically, if you want to talk about bloodline, this is a half Klaus, half Zion, you know, or Tetra, half Zion and Tetra dog. Pedigrees, the phenotypes are there, genotypes are there. So it's, we didn't pick random dogs to put on our yard as anchor points, guys. Really map this out. So as you can see, Klaus, I have 2 dogs on my yard that are off of Klaus. I have 3 dogs off my yard that are off Zion. And what's pretty cool is the 2 dogs off of Zion are already half Klaus. And then I have 4 dogs on my yard that are Markoff, right? That is what I'm talking about in terms of having coefficient of inbreeding and coefficient of relationship on the yard. Now that brings me to my outcross. I imported this beautiful girl from Brazil. Uh-oh, what's going on? Why it's not playing? So for you guys who follow the channel, anyhow, there she is for Tuna. Tuna is right there. Sorry, we're having problems playing this video. Alright, that's weird. Maybe this one? Okay, there's Tuna. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, so there's for Tuna. This is when I was bringing her back here to Chicago, and she has come a long way since this image. I mean, she's really blossomed here with the way we feed and the nutrition. Looking amazing. So, anyhow, this is what I mean by anchor points on the yard, guys. I didn't just go out there and buy a bunch of dogs. Because the truth is, I am a fan of a lot of yards, kennels, and a lot of dogs out there. But the thing is, we all are limited by some form of capital and some form of space, right? And therefore, you have to pick and be very selective about what you put on your yard. That way you can create your best work. So, this is what I'm talking about here. It's, my Kaiju and his sister, full sister, Snickers. I bought their half siblings, who is Big Bertha and Juggernaut. So when I intermix those two as they get older, solid line breeding for me, right? Close enough, but not too, or they say tight enough, but not too tight on the blood. And then, here you go. Let's talk about our girl Maki right here. She's young in this picture. She just turned 1. So I don't want to leave our girl Maki us out. Why is it doing that? All right. Doesn't like that picture. We'll find another one. Makimoto. Okay. Well, this is kind of an older picture, but however. So, what makes a Maki special on my yard, right? And I'll show you on Pitpedia. Okay, here she is. Yep, that's my dog right there. So, Maki is one of our early acquisitions. And here we go. Let's follow the lineage. Why did we get this girl? She is off of Bossy's Valentino, who's an Axel's son, and Bossy's Lily, right? You heard me talk about Lily and Jasmine and Tetra earlier. Here you go. You're going to see Wonka. Good Bar is off of Wonka. Wonka is off of Markoff. Right, so Wonka's off of Markoff. Good Bar is off of Wonka. Wonka's off of Markoff. Now you get to the other side, you're going to see Good Bar again. So you're seeing Good Bar twice. Good Bar is off of Wonka. Wonka is off of Markoff. So technically, you're going to have Markoff 3 times in this line right here, past the 3rd generation. You're going to see Axel, who's an amazing producing dog. And you're going to see Big Woodland from Scorpion Kennels, who's also an amazing dog. So if you haven't heard of Big Woodland, man, he's something different, for sure. Valentino is a, if you guys are familiar, Bossy's Behemoth. That's his half brother. Or no, that's his full brother, I'm sorry. Which gives us our girl, Maki. Right? And you're going to see Platinum Mommy here, who's a beautiful dog herself. That's Maki's mom. She's, I believe, a Merle something. But she's about 115, 120 pounds. But you're going to see Wonka there, Joker, Horchata, Woodland. You're going to see some marquee dogs in this pedigree is what I'm trying to say. So Maki is tied into the Markoff side of our yard, which we have 4 Markoff dogs. And on Maki's first, second, third, Maki's 4th generation, you're going to see Markoff 3 times. So the significance of Maki on our yard is that, again, it takes us back to Markoff, right? So here it is. That's what we're looking at here. So even the Maki, that's, what you would say is comes off primarily bossy dogs, still comes off of Markoff, and basically tying our vision in to our 3 anchor points again. I just went over all our dogs that come off Zion, Adios, Markoff, or Klaus. And what's nice is that we have crossover between Zion and Klaus, right? So what I want is crossover between Klaus, Zion, and Markoff. And again, when I look at Zion, of what's a genetic material that's available out there, hopefully I can get a hold of Zion. But there is Zippo. Zippo ties in on my yard 2 ways, right? Zippo has Zion blood and Markoff blood in him, which is amazing. Amazing for me. And Klaus is a one-off here, right? He is slowly establishing himself in terms of producers and studs out here that have a unique, freakish look. Because Klaus is a hyper-type dog. You're not going to see too many dogs with the kind of muscle expression that Klaus has overall. Big old head, big shoulders, right? Nice white gait, super thick on the rear. And I've seen him in person. There's certain dogs that I do want to see in person. Again, if you guys have been following the channel, Zippo's one of them. I'm using him, but I haven't seen him in person yet. I like Top Gun. I like Klaus. I heard Tractor's amazing. I like Bowser. I even like Slaw. You know what I mean? Like Slaw has a different look than the dogs that I like. However, certain dogs grow on you. Champion Doocy. The list, I got about 10 or 12 dogs that I follow. I follow hard. Champion on Sight. If I'm forgetting somebody, man, I'm sorry. And again, that's my preference, guys. I'm not saying those are the best dogs out there. Whopper, Smash, right? I'm not saying what I like are the best dogs out there. I'm saying that's what I like. That's what I'm perpetuating on my yard. That's what I'm going to work with. And there's nothing wrong with having a different taste because, again, as a breed, we're early, and therefore, I talk about it. Look at these 3 dogs. These are all considered XLs, right? They all have a slightly different face. And so, again, a lot of that's the influence of how they're bred. They're heavier on one mixture versus the other. However, it's pretty cool. You get to really be creative and express, whatever creativity that you have. Zippo is one of those dogs for me that he really lines up on my yard, man, and he just happens to be amazing. So, anyhow, all that to say if you are starting, or maybe halfway there, or maybe you've been doing this, it doesn't hurt to look at your plans of your acquisitions, see what you have. Maybe sometimes you have to subtract in order to add, and vice versa, right? Because honestly, I do get hit up a lot. I get a lot of conversations on the side, consultations and things like that. And people will ask me, like, should I buy this dog? And I said, well, every dog has value, right? To me. Question is, why are you buying the dog? And how does that dog fit in your program? That's my question to you. It's not so much is that dog good or bad? All dogs have positive contributions and attributes that they can give. Question is, does the pedigree, the phenotype of that dog align with what you have on your yard or what you're going to start with? right? Because you can only line breed so much before you have to outcross regardless. But starting off, if you don't have your anchor points of your yard, of how you center your yard and your look, then you're kind of all over the place, right? And it's hard for me to be vested in what you're doing if you're not vested in your own cause to begin with, right? So what I'm going to make is the Sumo Bully Kennels trademark dog. How am I going to do it? Is right here. Oops, sorry, wrong way. These are my anchor points on my yard. I'm going to mix and match to create the hybrid dog, XL dog expression that I like. Bully, thick, muscular expression, big head, thick neck, nice gait, strong rear, right? That's what I'm saying. That's my identity. So for you guys starting off that do message me or have purchased dogs, you really have to stay true to your own vision. And I can't tell you what your vision is. That's your own vision as a person, as a kennel, as a camp, as a breeder, as an enthusiast. You have to perpetuate what you're trying to create. So understanding what you're trying to create is one thing. Knowing what pieces you're going to need and where you're going to get them from is another. And 3, how you mix and match all these things to create what you want. You know, is my perfect dog, I don't know, 30% Zion, 30% Markoff, and 30% Klaus with a splash of something else? Could be. Or it could be 10, 10, and 80. And it's, you know, or whatever, 50, 30, 20. That's the part of being a breeder, the creative process and really analyzing your genetic material and understanding your coefficient of relationship and coefficient of inbreeding to understand how to mix and match to produce the look of dog that you like, that we would all be a fan of, right? So that's the fun and creative process. But if you don't have a vision, then you're just kind of grabbing whatever is available and hoping to hit. For me, I have to understand your vision to buy into what you're doing. That's me personally, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying that's me. And then I don't care how great a dog is. If I'm in the, the foundational parts of my yard and you have an amazing dog, but it doesn't make sense on my yard because of pedigree or phenotype at the moment, then it's sad to say that I have to pass on it. Because I have to stay true to my vision first before I can collab and bring in different things and, create that next level hybrid dog, hybrid infusion of blood within the XL lane. So with that said, I hope it's a fun episode, but I hope it wasn't confusing, right? Ultimately, for us, I centered our program around 3 dogs. I picked the dogs that I wanted. I looked at their pedigrees, the consistency that brings, right? What is Zion? He's off of Adios throws. Markoff throws, legendary dog. Klaus, a living legend, a young legend in the game. And I believe understanding innovation, that Klaus is new to the U.S. His best productions are yet to come when his grandkids come and great-grandkids come, and those dogs are line bred back to him. Then you're going to see something truly amazing. Because one thing about Klaus is that you can line up 10 dogs, man, and there's only one Klaus. He's a one-off, right? It's kind of like Adios, kind of like a Markoff. You see a lot of dogs now, tri-lilacs with boned up. Well, back in Markoff's time, he was that dog. He was that one-off, is what I'm trying to say. And then Zion, just producing amazing dogs. If you look at Whopper, you look at Smash, my gosh, Loso, Zippo, those are all Zion sons. And so why, I had to incorporate him as a core pillar, as an anchor point in my yard. And that's how we're doing it. It's really that simple. However, the thought process and research was a lot longer. And once we understood what we were doing, then we had to find who was doing what that we liked based off these bloodlines, right? So if you're starting off, guys, certainly be centered in your vision. If you try to tap in with me at the moment, guys, I'm not doing any business consultations right now, probably not till mid-May. So if you do want to do something by mid-May when I'm opening it back up again, just DM me, DM us on Instagram. The links are below in the description. Yeah, so probably mid-May I'll take on maybe 1 or 2 more for the moment, just because of time constraints. And anybody I work with, I want to give you my all, my 100% focus. If you trust me, and then I will pour it into you. That's how I feel about it. I'm not just going to take 10 people and give you guys, part of my attention. I'd rather take 2 people and give you all of my attention. So with that said, guys, this has been a fun episode for me, answering a lot of questions about our kennel, our camp, the dogs we have, and why we have them, right? So if you like this stuff here, then you'll be a fan of what we're producing, and look forward to our productions for Sumo Bully Kennels. We're going to create some amazing stuff here, guys. Definitely super mapped out, super planned out. And we look forward to bringing that next generation, that freak type of XL bullies that's, fits within our vision of what a beautiful dog should be. All right. So for you new viewers, give us a like and subscribe. We definitely appreciate your support. For you guys who have been here rocking with us, again, I couldn't thank you enough. We do these videos for you guys, man. We appreciate the love that we get. For you guys who hit me up for the raw dog food, just DM me on Insta. We are now shipping nationwide in the U.S., as well as serving our local market. Thank you for that, guys, but you guys are definitely keeping me busy. But I'm not mad at you, right? So with that said, guys, happy Wednesday night. Earl at Sumo Bully Kennels checking out, and I'll catch you on the next one.